Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for another installment of Self-Care Sunday. If you are new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, like this video if you enjoy what you're seeing, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all of my new uploads because I have a lot coming to your screen. If you are new here, Self-Care Sunday is a day that we take out typically once a week, every Sunday, to try out a new deep conditioner, hang out, chat, catch up on the week, catch up on current events. This video was made to be like your built-in hangout session with your girlfriend while you're doing your hair. That was the original intention of this video. So yes, it is long, but I promise you, I'm still gonna be here with you when you finish doing your hair. So today I wanted to start diving into some of the products I picked up for Black Friday. And well, I guess I already technically have, but I wanted to get more into what I got. Anyway, I have this Camille Rose Strength Restorative Deep Conditioner with yucca and ghee butter. She looks like, this was originally launched in a curl box that Camille Rose did with her Essentials collection. So it was a limited release of products specifically for curl box. They were new, they hadn't been seen on Camille Rose. People went crazy over it because they thought it was going to be old stuff and then it was new stuff and people missed out, and you know. But a lot of the products have been really enjoyed by a lot of people, and so this Strength Restorative Deep Conditioner is one that Janelle kept and relaunched. Now, I told you guys in my Black Friday haul, I don't like this packaging. I don't understand why Janelle keeps putting deep conditioners in bottles like this. It's just too much. Like, just give me a tub or give me a pump and like let me live. I don't want to have to be fighting with packaging. But that's neither here nor there. If you are interested in hearing my thoughts on this deep conditioner and seeing how it works in my hair, as well as catching up with me and talking about all things hair, life struggles, and the United States shenanigans, and just keep on watching. I specifically wanted to use this today because it has been a hell of a week. Just to preface this, that this video is filmed like a week ahead, so everything that I'm talking about here has happened like a week ago. So I am okay and I'm good, but I ended up having to make a trip to the ER at the beginning of the week, and it was a lot. It was scary. I'm okay, and thankfully it wasn't anything that could have been too terribly serious. But it was definitely an experience being stuck in the hospital, in the emergency room, with everything that's going on with COVID. It was a lot. But yeah, I spent the last couple of days just doing a lot of laying down. Because y'all know how it is when you go to the hospital and it's like those couple of days after, you just feel just bleh. So I really gave myself the opportunity yesterday to just relax. I did a lot of journaling, did a lot of work in my planner, and just planned out things for the next couple of weeks on the channel. And really just had a relaxing day, but of course, you know, laying on your hair and everything, it kind of beat my hair up a little bit. So I thought it would be a good time to use the Strength Deep Conditioner. So I did co-wash today because I had very lightweight products in my hair. I used the Pattern Beauty Curl Gel in my hair, and I wanted to kind of experiment to see how much volume I could get with that product. So I applied like a light layer of the Pattern leave-in, and then like light layers of the curl gel in small sections. Air dried like 75% of the way. And then I diffused the rest of the way, and it gave me a really pretty and fluffy result, and it looked pretty good, all things considered. What is this in my hair? I don't know what that is. Oh, it might be fuzzies. I got new towels. I got some new fresh white towels, and I've washed them a few times now, but they're still in that shedding stage, and I think I have some of that shedding from the towels getting in my hair. But yeah, so let me section my hair off and go over the product, and then we'll continue chit-chatting. All right, so again, this is the Strength Restorative Deep Conditioner with Yucuba and ghee butter, crafted to penetrate, moisturize, and soften all hair textures. Of course, it's free of parabens and phthalates. And it says, Strength Restorative Deep Conditioner is enriched with wild harvested yucuba and ghee butter, created to penetrate, moisturize, and soften all hair textures. Kupwasu fruits and juices of aloe vera contributes to this blend by replenishing nourishment and shine to depleted strands. How to enjoy. Apply an ample amount to wet hair, then detangle using a wide tooth comb or fingers. Leave on for 35 minutes. Rinse with cool water and gently towel dry. For best results, finish with your favorite Camille Rose styling products. And the ingredients in this product are water, ghee butter, Kupwasu fruit butter, cetyl alcohol, BTMS, sunflower seed oil, aloe leaf juice, CDF 20, cocoa seed butter, let's see, yucuba butter, phenylethanol, which is a preservative, so I'm assuming it's a preservative derived from yucuba butter, citric acid, and phthalate-free fragrance, and of course, like all of Camille Rose products, love. So, truth be told, all last week I wasn't really feeling myself, feeling like myself. I just felt kind of odd, and I wasn't really sure why. Which was why at that time y'all weren't getting videos. Like, I was just kind of having a moment. I was kind of in a hiatus phase. I kind of get like this too when I'm pre-filming and I'm doing a lot of planning. I just kind of have to stop, because if I'm just, I don't know, just like aimlessly posting things like that. Okay, it does have a thinner consistency. The consistency reminds me of the Marula Swirl. It kind of has that like really nice creamy but slightly stringy texture. So I can see why they put this in a bottle, but they still could have gave us a pump. I'm just saying. So yeah, I had kind of just put down everything because I was trying to film and kind of get everything in order. The slip on this is bomb. And it's kind of hard to do that and just kind of dump a bunch of content and not really be happy with it. So last week I was just feeling really crappy, and when Monday came around, I just was like, okay, I just feel like shit. Like, I was trying to get work done, I couldn't get anything done. I eventually just gave up and just turned on some Netflix and laid down for the rest of the day, drank some tea or whatever. And then Tuesday morning around 3 in the morning, I just woke up and I felt like someone had literally stuck a knife in like the lower right part of my abdomen. Now, y'all know I'm an endo warrior here, so I'm used to waking up to sudden shocks of pain and everything. So I went downstairs, took some, just took one ibuprofen. I ate a granola bar, or at least attempted to eat a granola bar. I couldn't really, my appetite just was not there. Ate a granola bar, got out my heating pad, and I was probably awake for about 2.5, 3 hours and nothing. Like, the pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I had passed out at one point. And once you hit the floor, like, they're gonna make you go to the hospital. Like, there's no talking anyone out of taking you to the hospital once you hit the floor. So really, my mom and myself were worried that I had appendicitis because I couldn't really think of anything else. It didn't feel like a flare-up that I've had before. It was just different. I was sick to my stomach. I had a fever. It was just weird. So, and both of our minds were thinking, okay, it might be appendicitis. And you guys know, like, that's one of those things that you can't really fool around with. It's not one of those, oh, I'm gonna just sit around and wait and see. Like, it definitely, everything was kind of adding up. And my dad, he has had to have his appendix removed. And when I told him everything that was going on, he was like, yeah, it sounds like it might be your appendix. So I just sucked it up and went to the ER. Thankfully, it wasn't my appendix, but it was a lot, y'all. Like when I got there, they didn't have any beds. A lot of my treatment had to be done in the hallway. It took like 2.5 hours for me to be seen by somebody. And by the grace of God, they were able to get me a room. I think CT came back and got me really fast. And then after they rolled me back into my room, like I didn't see anybody for another like 2 hours. It took like 2 hours to get someone to come in and administer my IV and give me pain medication. So thank God that it wasn't my appendix, because, you know, but because of everything with COVID, beds are full. There's so many people in the emergency rooms right now, and it just kind of was what it was, you know. But it was definitely a scary situation. It ended up being an infection, and it was so painful because it had started to cause swelling all up in my parts. And yeah, see, I feel like this is low-key slipping out of my hands, and I don't like that because this is such a slippery product. Feels amazing in the hair, feels amazing in the hands. Slip is bomb, but it's hard to kind of hold on to the bottle. But yeah, I had a very large portion of my ovary removed. He didn't remove it all at the time because he didn't think that my body could take it after the 4 hours of surgery that I had endured. So I still have my right ovary, but there's a large piece of it missing. And I do have like phantom pain from time to time. I really don't think I ovulate in that one anymore. And I say that because like if you're someone who can feel your ovulation cycles, it sucks ass. Like sometimes that hurts worse than a period. But you can usually tell when you're ovulating. I'm one of those people, I've always had really bad ovulation pain. I've only had it in my left side since I had my surgery. So I don't think that anything is really happening in that right one. And I mean, I kind of wouldn't expect it to at this point. I highly doubt that I have a follicle count at this point, which is fine. At least one of them is working. So I guess because of that excision point, it was excruciatingly painful. So it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't bother me on a day-to-day. I would never know that I was missing a very large portion of that ovary on a regular basis because it does not bother me on a daily basis. But when things get weird down there, it hurts. And that's what was hurting me so much. So it was a very simple issue, but because of some of the things that have had to happen over the last couple of years, it felt like something serious. I'm really thankful though that I did not have to go under the knife, because I don't think I would have been able to handle going into surgery without my support system, because obviously, you know, with COVID, you can't have visitors or anything. And they would have had to sedate me. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been freaking out. I probably would have had a panic attack. Like, I'm just being 100% honest with you guys. They definitely would have had to sedate me. And I know my family would have been stressed out too, because they were just stressed out. You know, I was texting them like every 20 to 30 minutes just to let them know like, hey, I'm still waiting, or, you know, whatever was going on at the time. And I know that they were just stressed out about the fact that I was in there by myself and couldn't, you know, like there was no relief for me. There was no help for me. I'm happy that it wasn't my appendix, because I think that after that point in time, if it had been my appendix, it probably would have ruptured in the lobby. So I'm very thankful that that was not the case, but it was a lot. And I just, you know, I told you guys what was going on Instagram. I haven't even logged into my YouTube account. Like today is going to be the first time that I log back into my YouTube account in the last few days. But, and it's like I said on Instagram, like it just, seeing things like that, it makes you frustrated that people still aren't taking this seriously. Like, They ended up giving me morphine when they took me back because I was like dying. I felt like I was dying. And so I was in and out, and like every time I woke up, they were sending someone else to the ICU. Like there were so many people just in the time that I was there alone that were sent to the ICU, and eventually they had to start sending people to a different hospital because they were out of ICU beds. This shit is happening, y'all, and it is. People can say what they want, but it's scary, and just the very pointed effect that it had on just those of us who were there for basic healthcare needs. Because there were about 5 other people there at the time when I was there. When I first got there, it was just me and one other lady. And then eventually like a few other people walked in, and they had to stop letting people come into the lobby because obviously like they had to maintain 6 feet. And then you have all these people sitting here waiting and you don't know where you're going to put them. And like they just told us, they were like, we may have to treat you in the lobby. Like, like do y'all understand how like fucking scary that is? Like, y'all. So I just hope that people really start waking up and taking this more seriously, because that was a lot. You know, I'm used to being in severe pain, and I'm used to having to suck it up and go to the ER even if I really, really, really don't want to. Unfortunately, this has a little bit of a funk to it. Maybe it's the ghee butter. Because ghee butter is butter. I don't know. If you have this, does it have a little bit of a funk to it to you? It has a little bit of a funk to it to me. I don't know. But, yeah, it was scary. It was a lot. I'm used to having to be in those types of situations, and it's frustrating. And if you have a severe case of endometriosis and you unfortunately have severe pain like I do, and you have been in these situations, you know how frustrating it is, because especially if you pass out from the pain, like you don't have a choice but to go to the hospital, but there's very little that they can do for you, you know? And so it's frustrating because one, you feel like you're taking up space, but you also didn't have a choice but to go there. And there really isn't much they can do aside from, you know, giving you pain medication, giving you fluids, and basically letting you go. Like, they'll give you an ultrasound or whatever scans need to be done at the time, but even if they find anything, it's very rare that there's anything that they can do unless it's like an emergent situation. So like, there was one time when I went in there and my, at the time I had no clue that the cyst that I had on my ovary was as large as it was. And that was when I found out that cyst was the size of a golf ball. And it was twisting my fallopian tube. And they basically told me, they were like, if it goes any further, like you're gonna have to have emergency surgery. So it was a good thing that I went in and I knew that was happening, because at the time I was like taking a yoga class. I was doing a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do, but stuff that I had to do to graduate. And so I had to put a lot of that on pause and find ways to finish the classes without doing everything that was required of me, because if I had continued to do yoga the way I was doing yoga at the time and all that stuff, it literally could have severely injured me. And thankfully I had an instructor who was very good at helping you modify poses. That's a beautiful thing about like going to a class with an instructor that really is serious about it, and really does know their stuff. And it was really great having her, because she was like, you know, you've challenged me to think about a lot more of the limitations that some of the people that I see in my classes may have, you know? So she was really good at, like, she would go home and come up with modifications for me so that I could do a lot of the poses and get a lot out of the class without harming myself. Because like for the first 2 days after that ER visit, I spent almost half the class in child's pose because it was too painful to do anything. But I didn't want to be there and spend the whole class in child's pose either. Like I wanted to move and I wanted to actually enjoy the experience. And she found ways for me to do that, but tangent. So yeah, that situation happened. I'm okay. They have me on a very strong round of antibiotics. Honestly, I wish I could say that I knew what it came from. The only thing that I can really think of is that it might be a trickle-down effect from this tooth that I have messed up that I haven't been able to get taken care of. Did I tell you guys about that? I don't know if I even told you guys about that. I may not have, since a lot of those, when I went to go get it checked out, it was around the time when I had kind of trickled off with Self-Care Sunday. This is making my hair look really good, by the way. Definitely is plumping everything up. I definitely felt like I wanted to use a strengthening treatment because I had a lot of like strands that were kind of like looking a little stringy and loose at the ends. It's definitely time for me to get another trim because I think having to stand outside and my hair brushing against my like coat and my sweaters and stuff, I'm having to stand outside at work for long hours at a time. I think that's kind of taking a toll on my hair. But anyway, y'all know I have a cracked tooth and it's messed up, and I had gone to get it looked at, and the plan was to get it looked at and basically have the surgery that day. Because, you know, if you have any type of acute infection in your mouth, it's not just a matter of just pulling the tooth, unfortunately. So I went and found out that the insurance that I had at the time would only cover the anesthesia if I had 3 teeth pulled. Y'all, I don't need 3 teeth pulled. And it was way too costly to pay the full price with the anesthesia. It definitely wasn't something that I could fork out at the time. Like, I had put away enough money to get the 1 tooth done and then found out that I could only afford it if, you know, like I couldn't afford it because I had to have 3 teeth removed to even have anything covered. So, now I have a new dental plan, but the shitty thing about dental is that you have to wait a long ass time to be able to use it. Mine is a little bit shorter. Mine is 9 months, but like, it's really frustrating. Like, you go out of your way to try to find decent insurance so that you can be taken care of, and then you find out that you can't use it. So it's been really frustrating, and it hasn't been infected for a long time. It's been cracked for a minute, but it hasn't been infected for a long time. But I know that like when you have issues with your mouth, it can trickle down to the rest of your body. And so I don't know if that's a thing. I really don't. That's just conjecture. I've taken a few anatomy courses, but I don't know if that's a thing. But it's really the only thing that I can think of, because I haven't really done anything different. Infections aren't common for me, so we'll just see, you know. But I am on medication. I'm feeling a lot better. I feel way more like myself, because I told you I was just feeling so crappy, and I just didn't know why. I was like, it doesn't feel like it's my hormones. I don't really know what is going on with me, but I don't like it. Well, I found out, and I found out the hard way. So the only thing that I could really think, and the doctor said the same thing, he was like, it's probably been going on for a really long time and you just had no clue. Like, because a lot of the symptoms that he mentioned, I was like, that just sounds like a normal, like, really bad endometriosis day for me, you know? So that's the only thing. Sometimes when you have other things going on, it's not always that thing that's usually going on. It may be something else. So, but aside from that, I have just been trying to do a lot of planning for the channel. There's a lot of things that I want to do, a lot of new things that I want to try, and I'm just really excited to kind of feel better so that I can actually share the content with you guys and continue to create, because at the end of the day, that's what I love doing. I've also been very busy looking at other job opportunities outside of Winston-Salem, so that has taken up a lot of my time too. So I'm really trying to like be good about pre-filming so that I can have time in between to work on that angle and network. I'm really trying to do more networking in other areas, because I think that's one thing I really missed about Raleigh, was that I was networking all the time, and when I came home I just kind of wasn't, and I feel like my name kind of got lost in that space. And so I'm trying to kind of rebuild it, because when your girl was networking, she was, you know, she was getting jobs on the spot. So I'm trying to work on that, because I think that is definitely something that was helping me a lot, you know. So been working really hard on that. I also have been doing a lot of pre-filming, because I really want to give myself time to not just film new content, but to also be able to really go back and isolate and use a lot of the new products that, you know, I do first impression reviews and stuff like that on. So I did want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about me doing like a natural hair product roundup? I'm thinking like every 3 months, because if I try to do one at the end of every month, I don't think I'm going to really be able to give myself enough time to use things and kind of isolate things as much as I could. And so I think that the videos will be very short and very sparse and not as helpful as they could be. But I'm thinking every 3 months, giving you guys a video of like a roundup of the natural hair products that I have reviewed over the last 3 months, and kind of giving you guys a follow-up and letting you know, like, how is this product treating my hair? Am I reaching back for these products? Which products am I reaching back for the most? What is it that I'm really loving about these products? Did I dislike something at first and, you know, I stopped and I tried it a few different ways and now I like it? Or maybe I used something and I thought I really enjoyed it, but then it seems like after that I haven't really been able to get good results with it, you know, stuff like that. I've tried over the last year to give you guys reviews where I've used the products for a very extended period of time. And while I enjoy doing that, that's not always feasible, you know? But it is feasible for me to give you guys a first impression, which you guys always tend to tell me you prefer. Like every now and then I'll have someone say, oh, I want long-term reviews. But for the most part, I'm being asked for first impressions, you know? So that's just one thing. Like, it's that dilemma. Like, I definitely think long-term reviews are beneficial, but when it comes down to what I'm being asked for, those things aren't really it. But that I can still give you long-term reviews in the sense that I can give you a first impression and then come back with a follow-up of how I felt about the products that I've tried over the last few months, and kind of give you guys a real thoughtful roundup and just tell you guys what I'm seeing with my hair as I've been using these new products. So you guys let me know. Do you like that idea? Is it something that you think that you would watch? Do you think it's something that you would benefit from? Because I will say this, when I do give a first impression, I think because I'm so thorough and I do make a point of using things that are in my stash, and obviously I know my hair at this point. I have this stray hair that doesn't want to come out. It's a shed hair. There we go. But because of that, I feel like it's very rare that my opinions ever change when it comes to products that I've done a first impression on. My opinions rarely ever change. Like, whenever I have a first impression opinion, it's pretty much always solid, spot on, 100%. It never changes. But every now and then I have a product where I'm like, I tried it this way and I think I like it more. Or you guys know when I moved from my apartment and I had some products that didn't really work well with the water in my apartment. But now that I'm back home, I can use them because the water is different, you know. So if you guys think that's something that would be beneficial to you, definitely let me know in the comments. And that is something that I will start working into my plans for filming. Because it's easy for me to go back and look at what I posted over the last 3 months and just kind of round it up and tell you guys what I thought about everything and what I've really been using, what hasn't really caught my attention since I filmed with it, you know? So I thought that was a really great idea. I have a few other ideas, but I'm not going to say what they are because people be lurking, y'all. I'm just saying. People be lurking and I'm tired of it. So there's something that almost smells like tuna. But, you know, I'm kind of trying to be good about just y'all know what the idea is when you get it. I think that they're all ideas that you guys will really love and enjoy. Things that I haven't really seen out there in the YouTube space, so, or at least from the people that I watch. So I think you guys will enjoy them. Right off the bat, there's a smell in this that is bothering me. I mean, I've used ghee butter. It doesn't smell like, that to me. So I don't know what it is in this product. There's no odd color or anything. There's no odd texture or anything. So I don't think it's an issue of it maybe being expired or anything. I mean, these products are new. So I highly doubt that they've been just sitting around somewhere. That's also not Janelle's style. There's just, I don't know, maybe it's because it very well may not even be like the ghee butter. But the fragrance on this is not strong. That's great for people with scent sensitivities, but when you have fewer fragrance oils and things like that in the product, you really get the smell of the raw ingredients in the product. So it may not even be the ghee butter or the yakuba butter. It very well could be, you know, the CDR 20 or the smell of the preservative or the citric acid mixing with something else. When a lot of those raw ingredients do not smell good, y'all. Just because they man-made don't mean they smell good. But it's not anything offensive. It's just like when I smell my hands, I'm like, it smells like I just finished mixing up some tuna salad, and I'm not, but it also kind of has that light, like Fruit Loop smell in the background. It's kind of weird. What's not weird is how this went on my hair though. This feels really good going on the hair. You guys could see you know, while you were sitting here watching me, that this had really, really great slip. It was going through effortlessly. I kind of had to make myself slow down a little bit so that this video wouldn't be like 15 minutes. Yeah, good ingredients. It feels really good going on the hair. Now, it does say to leave on for 35 minutes and rinse with cool water. So this is supposed to moisturize and soften, but it's called Strength. Well, you know what? Now that I remember, it does say it's a restorative deep conditioner, but I think the name Strength doesn't necessarily come from it being a super strengthening product. But in the Her Essentials collection, each product had a name of like a positive characteristic of a woman, you know what I mean? So I think that's where the Strength name came from. So we'll see how it does. I probably won't leave it on for a full 35 minutes just because I'm going to be underneath my deep conditioning cap, but y'all know how that goes. Sometimes I get up under there and I fall asleep. I gotta edit a video, so I'll be under there for 15 to 30 minutes depending on how caught up I get in what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to go sit underneath my deep conditioning cap and then I'll come back and show you guys my final results. Okay guys, so I just finished rinsing the deep conditioner out and I just wanted to show you guys my hair. So I feel like my hair looks way better than it feels. This really got my curls back into formation. Those stringy, some of them are around. But oh, that's shed hair, so that's probably why. But I feel like my ends, just in general, they were really stringy before I applied the conditioner, and they feel a lot better. My only thing is that this says it's supposed to be super softening and super moisturizing. My hair feels kind of tight. If you use a lot of products with vitamin C, it kind of reminds me of that feeling that you get from products that don't, you know, necessarily market protein or anything like that, but because they have high amounts of vitamin C, they kind of give this tightening to the hair. It kind of, what vitamin C does to the hair is it causes the hair strand to kind of constrict. That's what gives you that, you know, that overall plumping of the curls and makes your curls feel stronger. Ellie just rolled up in here. Hey, baby. I'm gonna shut the door back, okay? Maybe she'll stay, maybe she won't. I don't know. But that's the feeling that I'm getting from this. It doesn't feel bad, but it's just one of those conditioners where I feel like you definitely want to make sure that you are following up with something moisturizing after. My curls are super duper plump. They're also very shiny. My curl pattern definitely benefited from this mask. So I really like that about that, but I also feel like I get even better. Like if that's what I'm going for, that's not what I would look to this mask for. You know, this claims to be moisturizing and softening. And like I said, even though this is called Strength, it doesn't market this as a strengthening product, but it definitely does feel like a strengthening product now that it is rinsed out of my hair. I'm not necessarily mad at that, but I also feel like my Nangai Tsubaki from Camille Rose does that even better. But that's also a product that's marketed to be strengthening. It's marketed to be very reparative. And so with that, I understand that I'm going to need to go in with something very moisturizing after. And I usually use a moisturizing conditioner after that to replenish that moisture. And this is not marketed as something that I would have to do that with. Based on the overall performance, I do like this, but I think the marketing on the product itself is a little bit misleading. I don't know what the original marketing on the product was. So I don't know if any of the background information and marketing on the product was different when it first launched. I have no clue if the usage of the product has been changed since it's first launched. And I have no clue whether the ingredients on the product were changed since its first launch because I haven't used it at all. So that's the only thing. I think if it were marketed differently, I would be grading it differently, you know what I mean? But because I was looking for something that, yeah, was gonna plump up my curls and kind of help with my elasticity, I wasn't expecting it to be a strengthening treatment, and it feels like I used a very strengthening treatment on my hair, which it doesn't claim to do all that. It claims to soften and moisturize. Those are the main points that it markets in this. The slip on this was bomb. The application was 100% absolutely effortless. It went onto the hair literally like slippery butter. It just felt so good going onto the hair. Detangles like a dream. It plumped up the curls. You could see it plumping my curls up instantly once I put it on. You could see the shrinkage in my hair. My hair soaked this up like nobody's business. I felt like I hardly rinsed anything out when I put my hair underneath the faucet. So it is very penetrative like it claims, but as far as the softening and the moisture goes, I feel like this kind of does the exact opposite. Not to say that my hair is dry. I don't feel like my hair would look this good if it was dry. You know, like it's not dry, but it definitely needs a little bit more to live up to the claims that it's promoting on the packaging. So if I had to give it like a rating out of like 5 stars, I would give it like 2.5, because even though I feel like this did good things for my hair, I'll definitely finish the product up. I don't think that this does what you would expect it to do based on the claims. I used a decent amount. I'm like right here on the bottle. So I'll probably get at least 2 more uses out of it. I may even be able to get 4 more uses out of it, especially considering that I do tend to apply my deep conditioners in the shower. I'll probably be able to get another good 3 uses out of this product before it is finished up. Overall, I don't think you guys are missing anything if you don't pick this up. I really wanted her to bring back the co-wash because that was a product that I really heard people raving about, and she didn't bring that back. I hope that she does. I personally don't feel like this deep conditioner in particular adds anything to the Camille Rose lineup. I feel like she has products that already does what this does for me, but she also has products that also does exactly what this product claims to do that it doesn't do. I would say if you want something that's going to be very moisturizing and softening, the Oud Rich Moisture Infusion is amazing. The coconut water deep conditioner is also amazing. If you want something that's going to be more on the elasticity treatment side and give you that perfect balance of moisture and a little bit of strength, the lavender deep conditioner is beautiful. She has a lot of deep conditioners in her lineup that are super duper effective and do everything that they say that they're going to do. I personally don't feel like this really adds much to the lineup. So it's cool. I'll use it up and I definitely won't regret my purchase, but it's not something that I would repurchase. And I don't think it's something that you guys need to feel like you need to run and buy or try out. I don't think it's doing anything special, and I don't think she's making any particular points for me. Like I said, I think my grade for this would have been a little bit more different if the claims on this product matched up what it did to my hair, but I feel like it did the exact opposite to my hair. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of Self-Care Sunday. I'm happy to be like back on the mend and feeling more like myself. Like, y'all, I just felt so sluggish and gross, but I just thought it was my hormones. You know, I didn't really think anything of it, and it ended up spiraling into something that it didn't have to spiral to, but that's what happens when you're used to having issues. Sometimes you think it's the usual and it's not the usual, you know? So I'm happy to be back on the mend and feeling better. I'm really excited to share a lot of the content that I've been working on with you guys, sharing some of the new ideas that I have with you guys, and really just getting 2021 rolled out, because I feel like I'm like a little behind on 2021. I had to kind of calm down and sit January out for a little bit, but that's okay. Sometimes part of being productive, part of being on your grind and doing the things that you want to do means that sometimes you have to take a period to just take care of yourself, regroup, and make sure that you're doing everything the way that you want to do, the way that you're comfortable doing. I hate just slapping stuff out there, you know, it drives me insane, and I hate it when I'm not happy with how I put out my content. So thank you guys for holding out and just rocking with me while I've just kind of been trying to get myself together. Also, we finally have a new president. We got out the germ. I'm happy, but I'm also like apprehensive because I can already see people going back into that back to normal type of mind state. And that's the only thing, is that when people get what they want, they tend to become complacent. And so for me, even though I really wanted Donald Trump out, Joe and Kamala are not winning a lot of points for me when it comes to their overall policies and the things that need to happen in this country to really create effective and useful change for people that don't look like Joe Biden. So more than anything, like we really have to be consistent. We really do have to be boots on the ground, getting things done. And all I'm saying is, if you see me protesting Joe and Kamala, like we got to do what we got to do to get the things that we need. You know, I appreciate the things that they say they're trying to do, but until I see it, I'm gonna just be sitting here looking. So yeah, that was one great thing that happened. I was watching the inauguration with bated breath because I was just praying that no one like tried to hurt the man or something. So I was really happy that that went off without a hitch. But yeah, we have a long way to go from here. Don't get complacent, don't get comfortable, because that's how you backslide, okay? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of Self-Care Sunday. Again, let me know down in the comment section what you think about that idea for those monthly natural hair review roundups, to kind of give you guys like a good idea of what I'm using and how I still feel about the product down the line. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.